In this video, I'll walk you through a solution that I built that eliminates the wait time on insurance cover notes. Using a few simple tools, we can collect the client information, assess the risk, generate the cover note, and attach the cover note to an email and have it sent to the customer all automatically in less than 2 minutes. A friend of mine had to wait an unreasonable amount of time to get his cover note. This wasn't just inconveniencing, but it also left him with a very dissatisfied customer experience. So I got to work. This solution doesn't just save time, it improves customer experience, ensures a faster service, and it can serve as the foundation for a more advanced or scalable system. As always, I've linked all the templates and resources that I used for this video down in the comments for your convenience. And with that said, let's dive in. So the platforms that we're going to be using are Voiceflow for the chat interface and the collection of the applicant information, as well as the risk assessment. Then we're going to store that information in a Google Sheet and connect make.com via API using a webhook to send over that information. Finally, we're going to use a Google Doc to generate that cover note template and an email module within make.com to send that email at the end. Okay, so first you want to open up Voiceflow. Once you're in Voiceflow, navigate to this arrow over here to import the file that you downloaded. If not, you can just navigate over here to create a new agent, name the agent, give it a modality, whether you want to chat, voice, and select your language. So let's hop in the designer. Okay, so once again, for the sake of time, I'm not going to go step by step building each and everything out. I'm just going to walk you guys through how you can build this thing out on your own and customize it to your needs. All right, so just one workflow. Gonna hit start. So this is the chat interface that I had set up. Just grabbed a few message blocks over there. Hi, I'm your insurance application assistant. What insurance are you looking for? And for this example, we're going with motor insurance, but we can have a bunch of different types of insurance. We can have house insurance, we can have travel insurance. But again, for the sake of time and for this base foundational build, we're going to go with motor insurance. So great. We have some options available for motor vehicle insurance. I need your contact information first. So we're trying to gauge whether the client is a new or existing client. So I grabbed some buttons over here, and then I just dragged them over there to create that. If I click on that, you can see there's a new button, there's an existing button. Then for the actions, so if the client clicks new, we're setting the customer status variable, which is a variable that I created. Customer status, we're setting that one to new. And it looks just like this. Simple, basic. We're setting that variable. You can see all these different types of variables over here. So we're setting customer status to new, to existing, setting to existing. And over here, we're just collecting the applicant information, their first name, last name, and we're also capturing that information to these variables, first name. So we're capturing the entire user reply to the first name. And if we're asking for the last name, we're doing the same thing for the email and phone number. Next, we're moving into collecting the vehicle information. So again, I just created all these different variables: vehicle make, vehicle model, vehicle year. All right, just some base information that we can use to calculate risk. So a few message blocks over there, and these are capture blocks over there. Same as the registration number. Okay. So lastly, this is now where we start doing the risk assessment. Okay. And there's just some basic math that we're doing over here. So just over here, we could actually take this to the next level by connecting an external database and actually pulling out information from driving record databases or driving history. and then calculating the score off of that. But again, for the sake of time and just to show you what's possible on this platform with these simple solutions, we have this basic risk assessment flow that I set up over here. So driving history. We pray that they tell us the truth. No accidents, 1 or 2 minor accidents, 1 major accident, multiple major accidents. Okay, so all that we're doing here is we're setting variables and we're also doing some calculations as well. So we have the variable risk score. Okay, if they have no accidents, then that's just multiplied by 1. Okay, and then driving history was set in the driving history to no accidents, and that's what's going to appear in their record. If they have 1 or 2 minor accidents, then we're multiplying that by 1.2. They have 1 major, 1.5. They have multiple major, that's by 2. And the same thing we're doing over here. We're changing the variables driving history to either of these options listed here in the buttons. Okay, so the vehicle age also plays a role. We're doing the same thing. All right, we've given the client options to choose from, and we're doing some basic math over here to change that risk value. Okay. And then we're also setting the variable vehicle age depending on what the client chose. Vehicle type is also another key factor when we're calculating this or when we're assessing this risk. So as you can see, the same thing that we've been doing. Calculating based on those values, based on the options, sorry, and then changing the variables based on the options as well. And then the types of coverages that we offer as well have an associated value multiplication linked to them as well. So third party only, third party fire and theft, or comprehensive. And we're setting the variables over there for the coverage type. And we're also calculating the risk. We're setting the risk score based off that information. And finally, we have age. The age group also plays a huge matter in this. So 25, 50 years old, 18, 24, over 50, under 18. And as you can see, we're doing the exact same thing. Just changing that risk score variable to reflect a different value based on the options that the client chooses. And we're also setting the variables age group, and we're changing based on the client's choices. Okay. So the base premium that I set for this example is 300. So at the end of the flow, the final risk score is gonna be multiplied by the base premium to give us the premium that we can offer the client. And over here, we have a message block, customized, personalized to the client's name, and also verifying if all the information that they give us is correct. Okay, so as you can see, I just typed in the information and the variable that we stored that information in to show the client and have them verify that everything they give us is correct. If it looks good, we have this block over here. Wonderful first name. Based on the information you've given me, the premium we can offer you is premium variable in USD. And then we're asking them if they want to finalize their cover note. If they don't and want to change a few details, then we take them back. And then over here, we have the API block, which I've done already. If you want to see that process and that setup, I've linked the videos somewhere there. And it's going to take you to one of those videos where I've already set this up, but I'm still going to show you how I set it up in make.com. So this is just a webhook that I got from make.com that we're using to send over all this information and store it in a Google Sheet. Then we have all the parameters that we want to be stored in that database. So in this case, the Google Sheet. And I just named the variables that we're sending. And this is what's going to appear when we're setting up the scenario automation in make.com. All right. So if it's a success, then thanks for submitting. I'll send you an email with your cover notes soon. Have a good day. First name. If it's not, sorry for the inconvenience. An error occurred. Please try again. All right, then we'll take them back to the beginning. Okay. All right, so let's first head over to our Google Sheet. All right, I already have some test demo data that I did earlier. So one important step that's been implemented in this Google Sheet is having automatically generated cover note number. All right, and it has to be unique at the same time. And again, if you want to see step-by-step process on how to have this thing set up, I'll link another video somewhere over here for you guys to watch that. But I'm just gonna quickly skim through it. So you want to open up extensions, go to app script. All right, and you want to paste this code, which again is linked down there in the comments. You want to make sure this is set to on change, save it, run it. Make sure the triggers are set to. Again, if you want to see a step-by-step process on that, as you can see, I've already created the trigger. You just have to come over here. Make sure that's set to on change. Make sure this is set to on change as well. And save it, give it the necessary permissions for the app to run, and you're good. And after that's done and saved, and after this is set up, you're going to have a unique number generated for each new row that comes into the spreadsheet. All right. So let's head over to make.com and finalize this automation. So heading over to make, we're only going to have two scenarios for this automation. The first one is a webhook to Google Sheet scenario, which you can find in the templates over here. It's usually the first one over here. And then the second one is a custom one that I made, which again, you're going to have the template for, but if you want to customize it a little bit more, what you could do is create a new scenario. All right. And use this AI beta and just query the AI on what type of scenario you wanted to build for you and map for you. And really the possibility with this is endless. And this is a really cool feature that make.com has, which is why I use it most of the time over something like Zapier. But going back, we're going to have those two. All right. So the webhook to sheet scenario is pretty much straightforward. And in the past two videos that I've done, I've already gone over this specific scenario. So you can just click on those if you want to see exactly how it's done. So I'm just going to focus on the send scenario. So the first scenario that we set up is receiving the information. This one is watching for the information coming in and then acting on that information. So what we have here is a watch new rows module. And then I've added a time delay for 1 minute, okay, for the information to get processed. Then we have a create document from a template, which I have created over here. If I could just open up my Google Doc. All right. So this is the template for the cover note. As you can see, it's been pre-populated with variables that will make sense as I explain the scenario later on. So coming back to make. So let's start with the Google Sheets module. You want to map out everything, have your necessary connections done. Make sure the row headers are specified to the T. All right, this one ends at P1. And as you can see over there, ends at P1. All right, straightforward. We're just watching for the rows. You can also set the limit for the amount of executions you want down over there for the repeater. As you can see, again, we're giving it 1 minute intervals. For the create a document from a template, all right, make that necessary connection again, all right, navigate to this document that you created over here. In Make, after you give it access, find it, and then only after you put this information like this is the only way it's going to be received in make.com. All right. So cover not number, got that, date, and it's just as easy as clicking the space over there and then just navigating to the information in the spreadsheet. So as you can see, cover not number over there, date. For the date, you just want to navigate to this calendar icon over there, hit now. All right, first name, go back to the start and just set all those variables up with what you created over there. So if you don't have that, it's not going to appear in make.com. So you want to make sure that is set up properly for it to work. Okay, for it to appear over here. For it to appear over here. All right. So everything is mapped out. So for the start date, again, for the sake of this demo, I just hit now. For the end date, in this example, we're using a cover note that's valid for 1 year. So all that I did was come over here, you hit add years, and then you could either put in your custom date over there, or again, just come over here and click now. And then in this space over here, you click the amount of years you want added. And you can do this with hours, minutes, days, seconds. You can really go crazy and customize it to the T based on how you would do it. And then finally, we have the premium. And we're also customizing the name of the document. Oops. Yep, customizing the name of the document, first names, cover note. And we're storing this in the Google Drive in a folder that I have named issued cover notes. So if I open up my drive over here, we have this folder that I had created over here. Okay, so once that's set up, hit OK. We move on. We now have a download a document module. Okay, so again, navigate to that template that you created. Make sure it's set to PDF. If that's good, then it's good. Hit OK. And then finally, the send email module. All right. So we're customizing the to field to the email address that we have in the Google Sheet, because that's what's going to be changing all the time. You can customize the subject of the note. I hit plain text, so I don't have to put any HTML tags to it. And then what we're actually going to do is attach the downloaded Google Doc to this email to be sent to the client. All right. So hit attachments over there. Make sure you hit Google Docs, download a document. And over here, make sure you select the document ID. Otherwise, it's just going to send that template document without the information in. So you want to make sure you specify the document ID over here. So that way, whatever information gets populated in that template is what's going to be sent to that client. After everything is done, you can specify your from, sender emails and all these, and hit OK. Again, you're going to have a link to this template. All right, so as you can see, I have set this scheduling to run for every 1 minute. So for every 1 minute, it's going to check if there are new rows for it to start this scenario. With that being said, we can go right ahead and test this thing out. So come back to Voiceflow, run it, make sure it's trained. If everything looks good, Click the Canva, publish it, which I've already done. And what you could do is actually embed this on a website, on your WhatsApp, business number, Instagram, Facebook Messenger. But for the sake of time, I'm just going to share this prototype in a new tab, and we're going to test it out from here. All right, start conversation. Let's go. Motor insurance. I'm a new customer. Shalom. Bundle. Mark fake number. So Yoda. GR Yaris. So 2021. Gone 04. Nope. I'm clean. About 47. Set on the hatchback. That's just opt for third party only. That looks about right. Okay. Looks good. Let's go. $468 for my GR Yaris. Okay. That's not terrible. Sure. Let's get it on. All right. So if I navigate to the database, as you can see, all the information. First of all, we have the unique number being generated over there and all the other information that we put in, as well as the premium offered. Crazy that BMW M4 CS is way more than a Bugatti Chiron. All right. And with that too, if I do navigate to my email, as you can see, I have received this email. Good day, Shalom. I've attached your cover note in this email. Should you need further assistance, please get in touch with us. Best regards, Lewis. Drive Slow Insurance. And if I open this document up, there we have it. Drive Slow Insurance. With the same cover note number. And this is just Make's way of putting in dates. So you have your date over there and the time. But as you can see, the name, contact number, email address, make and model, registration number, year of manufacture, everything is okay. The type of coverage, the start date, the end date, premium amount, excess amount. We got Lewis being our underwriter and Max being the head of motor insurance. And there you have it. It's working great. It's working perfectly, all within less than 2 minutes. We have been able to do this. And there you have it. This solution is a game changer for insurance companies, ensuring a fast, efficient, and scalable way to manage customer applications and deliver critical documents instantly. If this is something that you want to implement in your business, I've left a link down in the comments for you to book a free discovery call with me. And if you have any questions on this build and you'd like to know more, or you have any suggestions, let me know down in the comments. With that said, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.